All right, let's talk about something serious. We're getting ready for a fight today. A fight for your money. See, there's a number one enemy to your savings, and today we're going to expose it, and then I'm going to arm you with exactly how to fight back. So, let's get right into it.
So let me just ask you this. You work hard, you put money aside, and you look at that number in your bank account, and it feels pretty good, right? But what if I told you that something is secretly making that money worth less every single day? It's like a silent leak in your financial boat.
And that brings us to the bad guy in our story today. There is this invisible force, this thief that's constantly chipping away at the power of your savings. It's not some new trend, it's been around forever, and trust me, it's way more powerful than you probably think. And that thief has a name: inflation. You know, it's the simple reason why everything from groceries to gas to movie tickets costs so much more than it did just a few years ago. People call it a silent tax because it never takes a single dollar or rupee out of your account, but it absolutely crushes what your money can actually buy. The number looks the same, but its power is fading. You know, there's this great term for what happens to your cash when you let inflation run wild on it: zombie money. Think about it. It's cash that's just sitting around, maybe in a basic checking account, or, hey, even stuffed under the mattress. It looks alive, the bills are right there, but it has no pulse. It isn't growing, and inflation is just slowly eating away at its brain, or, its buying power. Let's make this real. Imagine you have $10,000 just sitting in cash. With a pretty average inflation rate of, say, 3% a year, in just 10 years, that 10 grand will only buy what about $7,400 buys today. You've lost over 25% of its value without spending a single penny. That's a huge loss. Okay, so how do we fight back against this zombie-making thief? We are not going to just sit here and let our hard-earned money get eaten. So let's talk about our first line of defense. Think of this as the essential shield every single one of us needs. So you basically have two main choices. On one side, there's what we'll call soft saving. This is all about keeping your money flexible, easy to get to. On the other side, you've got the commitment vault, where you lock your money down for a bigger payoff. It really is the classic financial trade-off. Do you want easy access or do you want better growth? Let's start with soft saving. This is for your emergency fund or for that vacation you're planning. It's saving money you might need soon. And the absolute best place for this kind of money is a high-yield savings account. It's liquid, so you can pull your cash out when you need it, and it gives you a much, much better interest rate than a regular old savings account. And I mean, just look at this chart. This shows you why this choice is so critical. That first bar, that's your traditional savings account, maybe earning you less than 1%. It's practically nothing. But look at the other bars. In India, a high-yield account can get you up to 7%. In the US, it can be over 4%. Leaving your money in a traditional account is literally leaving free money on the table. Okay, but what about the money you know you won't need anytime soon? You know, the money for a down payment on a house in 5 years or for a wedding. For that, we need a stronger defense. We need a place to lock it down so it can really grow, protected from inflation. We need the commitment vault. So how does this vault actually work? Well, in India, you'd call it a fixed deposit, or an FD. In the US, it's called a certificate of deposit, or a CD. But the concept is exactly the same. You're basically making a deal with the bank. You say, here, you can hold on to my money for, let's say, 1 year. The bank takes that money, locks it, and then uses it to give out loans to other people. And because you're letting them use your money, they pay you for it with a guaranteed, much higher interest rate. Then, at the end of the term, you get all your original money back, plus all the interest it made. Simple as that. And the power of this is so clear when you look at the numbers. Let's say in India, you put 1 lakh rupees into an FD at 7%. A year later, you get back 1 lakh and 7,000 rupees. In the US, if you put $1,000 into a CD at 4%, you'll get back $1,040. That $40 is just free money, a reward for your commitment. It's predictable, guaranteed growth that helps you beat inflation.
But there's always a but, isn't there? That word commitment is the key here. Because if you need to break into that vault and get your money early, well, there are consequences.
And this is the big question, right? Life happens. The car breaks down, an unexpected bill pops up, and suddenly you need that cash you promised to lock away. So what happens then? This is where you get hit with what I call the impatience tax. It's the penalty the bank charges you for breaking your end of the deal. You committed to letting them hold your money, and wanting it back early comes at a price. It's the cost of needing flexibility after you already agreed to give it up.
Now, how this tax is calculated is really, really important because it's totally different depending on where you are. In the US, with a CD, it's usually pretty straightforward. You just lose a certain amount of the interest you would have earned, say 90 days worth. But in India, the penalty on an FD is often a bit harsher. First, they'll recalculate your interest at a lower rate, the rate for the time you actually kept the money in. Then, they'll often subtract an extra penalty fee on top of that. So while your original money is safe, your total earnings can take a serious nosedive.
Okay, we've met the enemy, inflation. We've seen our defenses, the high-yield savings account and the commitment vault. Now, let's pull it all together into a super simple, actionable battle plan for your money.
That's right. It is officially time to secure the bag. You now have the knowledge you need to not just protect your money, but to actually make it grow. So here's your strategy, broken down. Step 1, no more zombie money. Get your idle cash out of accounts that earn next to nothing. Step 2, use the right shield for the right job. Use soft saving in a high-yield savings account for your emergency cash. And step 3, build a fortress for your bigger, long-term goals with a commitment vault, like an FD or a CD. But, and this is key, always, always know the escape cost. Read the fine print on that Impatience Tax before you lock anything in.
And there you have it. You see the battlefield, you know the strategies, and your financial future is right there in your hands. So now that you know the rules, the only question left is how are you going to play the game?